the super metal you got in Atlanta, this is the one you got down there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't keep some of that kind of stuff around, so it's great.
Right. I remember it's cool metal. Did you just make this little loop, or is that something you found?
No, I made that before I started the show.
It's a catchy little loop.
I made it right after I bought that three-leaf.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I could be like one of my Tom's guests. Just not saying anything.
I like him. Is he from somewhere? Or do you think he just talks like that?
I heard that it's like an act. Like you can find like old videos of him, and he just sounds like
Like an American guy?
yeah, totally American little kid accent, which is wild, because he really, I don't know what you'd call that accent that he does, but he's got it down.
Whoa.
Check. Hello. Hello, Norg Yorg. All right. It's cool, man. I like this setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The having the baby here makes it necessary to come on home. And I had all the stuff.
What? I didn't see that.
We're gonna get there. You didn't see that?
I didn't see that.
You
no.
are not on Black Instagram like I am.
I live in Atlanta, so it's close enough.
Welcome back to Jacob V Weekly. We want to start like we do every week by reminding you to check out Caddyshack of Hemel, Illinois. You can also support this show at patreon.com/JacobV. You can find links to both of those things at jacobvi.com. I'm opening my China King from Lothborough. Shout out to them. They didn't pay for this. Chris is here all the way in from Atlanta.
Hello.
And it's such a blessing. And he got to meet my precious infant. And now he's going to watch me eat this. And we were just talking about a couple of the headlines here in the notes that we're going to get to.
Yeah. It's some crazy stuff going on in the world of the whole world, really. But
So let's start with it. Let's just knock out the easy stuff.
Sure.
New EP coming from Blinded by Stereo on 10-inch vinyl. That'll be out this summer. Keep an eye out for that. We also have a full-length record out right now. You can order that on Bandcamp. Matt will send it to you himself. We're tracking new music with No Antics. No Antics is booking on-the-road dates for August. Stay tuned.
Got the Die Beatles.
Okay, so this is what I've discovered recently because I manage the comments and the community aspect of the show.
Okay.
And across all of our platforms, I get to see all the different...
all the comments. What people be saying. Did they not give you a fork or anything?
A fork.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I'll end up with one. It'll be okay. And... I'm sure there was not one in the bag.
I mean,
What were we talking about?
the Beatles, the comments.
So on YouTube, people think my brother and my friend Tim and I are all too fat. and it only happens on YouTube. But people, specifically younger men, I think, feel the need to say things like, "Oh, is this a Beatles reunion?" On a clip from the podcast, last episode of the show, where we were talking about cell phones. We weren't even talking about food. I wasn't even eating on camera like I'm about to do.
Right. So this is for y'all. You want to call something Beatles? Here you go.
You want to talk about...
And
then
we've got...
have you watched any of the Pop the Balloons?
I see like little clips. Yeah. But I haven't. I know you can get pretty deep down that rabbit hole. I have
somebody's doing an STL version.
Oh, yeah.
And they're really good.
Okay.
And I think I can show you. I think I linked it because there's one specific moment that I just love.
All right.
So we're gonna go to the next girl and see why she decided to pop up. Hey, how you doing today?
This guy.
Hey.
Two of them I know they really.
Okay, so this is the first problem on Pop the Balloon. Pop the Balloon is a dating show you do online, and you can make clips of for TikTok, where a line of people have a red balloon, and if the suitor comes out and they don't like something about that person, they'll pop their balloon at any point throughout the interview. I was going to
ask, yeah. So they pop it if they're not interested.
They're not interested if they pop it. If they keep it unpopped, they're still in the running.
Gotcha.
There still could be love there. Okay. And the St. Louis one, there's a problem where a lot of people already have dated the people that are coming out on the show. They're supposed to be new to them.
Oh, all right.
Also, this guy shows up completely fucked up.
All right.
Oh, yeah, this shit over with. Oh, my daddy. Oh, my daddy, this shit over with. I know, I ain't seen number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Oh, my daddy. So, hey, but look, we ain't even gonna do that. We ain't gonna ask no questions.
Yes,
Oh,
come
my daddy.
on.
What you want to ask me?
It's okay.
What you want to ask me?
It's okay. It's okay.
My daddy, what you want to ask me?
So, what's your name and what's your age?
My name is,
Talk to your mic. Talk to me.
my name is Neill Wolf.
Nettie Wap. Okay.
Nettie Wap.
Nettie Wap. All right.
33, baby.
Okay. What do you do?
I drive trucks.
Okay.
And I do.
And you do. That's cool. Okay. What do you do for fun?
Go to the bar, go to the club. My kids, look, I'm outside like that.
Okay.
We ain't even gonna do that.
So you could be hanging out with your kids, or you could be just at the boys down to the Honda course.
And I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, what were you looking for in a woman today?
Shit.
No. Keep it on the question.
I'm gonna keep it all the way funky.
We're gonna talk to each.
Think about, hold on, think about it. Dude, look, hold on. Oh, my daddy. You're blind and broke. You know how to cook. You know how to clean. Got that mean occupation. Got that mean the fuck. Like, for real.
As long as they got some lines.
Got something going on for
Yeah.
yourself.
Okay.
Like, look, I ain't want to look. Yeah, I ain't fin. You need to save you. Need help, baby. I ain't one of them. Look.
What are your deal breakers? Speaking
My
today.
dad burger, bad weed, bad wigs. Got that mean badass kids. For real. I'm cool on all that.
Okay. All right. Well,
Hey, you shopping the scene? Where my balloon at? Where my balloon? Oh,
you don't have no balloon.
where my balloon? How you pop my balloon? Cause shit, you shopping the scene? Yup. Weed from scene, Amazon, pop. The fuck, bitch, we ain't doing none of that. Oh, my daddy.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to each woman and see why they decided to pop their balloon.
On his daddy.
Balloon, oh, everybody got that balloon on me.
Come on, walk with me.
The fuck? Damn, why y'all put that balloons on me?
So that proceeds for several minutes.
Right.
This is why we can't have nice things. You wonder why don't we have more game shows in St. Louis?
Yeah.
Also, recently they were digging up a backyard over here by the Bevo Mill, looking for dead bodies, apparently.
Huh.
The people that have been hanging out on the scene and reporting it to like the Facebook news people are saying that they arrested a guy who's responsible for several missing persons cases, and that's what originally drew them there. I don't know if I've ever actually heard confirmed that remains were found.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. I've been looking in this. I looked at a house right on that road.
Well, they're about to add a listing.
Right. Okay. I don't know if I want that.
Brand new backyard. The backyard is going to be brand new.
Yeah. Okay. Some interesting stains and smells you got to mitigate in the house, but yeah, no big deal. Nothing a little Fabuloso can't take care of, right?
Okay, so apparently, I'm going to assume this is true because people have been responding to it like it's true. Kanye West admitted that he had a incestuous homosexual relationship with his cousin until he was 14.
Jesus, like cousin, or like I know that guy. That's my cousin.
No.
Well, I guess incestuous would mean cousin. Wow. How much of this do you think is just a cry for help on his part?
I don't know. He's been crying for help. I've been saying that.
Right.
Apparently, he's getting a lot of noise complaints at a warehouse he's renting in California, working on the new tour for the album that nobody will release.
Right, with the anti-Semitic sound or whatever.
Yeah.
That's probably where the complaints are coming from. Is, you know, if it really sounds anti-Semitic, like nobody wants to hear that. Come on, man. Right? I mean, I don't.
If a sound is inherently anti-Semitic, it can't be a pleasant sound.
Right.
It's a hateful sound.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means, but I don't want to hear it either.
I don't want to
find out.
I don't want to find out.
Just like no.
On my daddy.
Yeah, exactly. On my daddy too.
How's he doing?
He's great. Yeah, he's on a. It's an interesting thing. He's working right now, training people to replace him, basically. Yeah. So it's like a temp contract kind of gig that he's on, so that other people can do what he's teaching them how to do, which is that's his job. So, I've never been in that situation. Seems kind of unenviable. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't envy that.
No, that.
Missouri House approves allowing guns on public transit.
You gotta stay strapped out here on these streets.
I'm glad because the people say, you know, the criminals carry their guns anyway.
Right.
And now we do too.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to hurt anybody.
No.
But if I'm on the Metro Link.
If I'm on the Metro, I'm going to have the Glock 19 on me.
The Glock 19 Gen 4.
Yep. Better believe it.
I got a 32-round magazine. I don't usually carry that one, but
that would be a little awkward. But even the regular ones, what, 17?
17 is plenty.
Yeah,
hollow points.
Right.
If
that doesn't get the job done, you're probably screwed anyway. So.
Regional news: Casey Anthony opens Branson Daycare.
That's real. I always thought
mark there so we could look up if it was real.
Oh, okay. I always thought that would be like a fun song name, like or album name. You know, Casey Anthony's Daycare. Yeah. But if that's for real, she probably has like a trademark on it, but it's like a shitty LegalZoom one. Like, you know, we could probably get around it. We'll get Al on that.
Al will do it.
I'll see
him tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no, she didn't.
Oh. Well, I mean...
No, Casey Anthony did not open a Branson Daycare.
See, we're live fact-checking. Facebook doesn't even do this anymore, so... That's why you need to come right here to Jacob V. Weekly for all your news. Yeah. That's a fun joke, though. I guess if...
You could do that now. You could just make a meme that looks like a headline and people aren't clicking it to read the article anyway, because I'm not even reading this one about how it's not real.
Yeah.
But good news, if you live in the Branson area and you need daycare services, Casey Anthony's not proprieting any of those.
Don't have to worry about accidentally
She's not
taking
going to put
kid.
your baby in a bag.
Right. She's not still working on her well, she probably is still working on her chloroform recipe, but that's a different issue.
I saw this the other day. I was probably feeding my infant at 5 a.m. This came up on TikTok. But Nanny Doss, born Nancy Hazel, was an American serial killer responsible for the death of 11 people between 1927 and 1954. She was also referred to as the Giggling Granny, the Lonely Hearts Killer, and the Black Widow, also Lady Bluebeard. She finally confessed to the murders in October of 54 after her fifth husband died in a small hospital in Tulsa, Oklahoma. In all, it was revealed that she had killed 4 husbands, 2 children, one of her sisters, her mother, 2 grandsons, and a mother-in-law.
Jesus. So she wasn't just
No, there
getting
was a
randos.
lady.
Yeah.
There was a lady out in like Franklin County back in the day that had like a inn or something, and she would poison people, and she did that.
Oh,
for
like
years.
at her like
She
a
would
crappy
poison, like,
hotel.
Yeah, like a B&B.
Right. Okay.
Not an Airbnb, just an
Right.
old school
bed and breakfast.
woodland bed and breakfast.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
would poison people. With,
She's like, "Hey, come on in
I
my
want to
house."
say it was arsenic, and she told the grain and feed store that she bought the arsenic from that her pigs had cholera, and that's why she needed the arsenic.
Huh.
I forget her name.
I
Different
think-
lady.
I think you can get it. I think it just comes from some kind of nut, but you
Yeah,
have
but
to, you
where
have to
she
get
lived
it,
at
like,
the time, that you had to give them a reason.
Right. I gotcha. So she's like, "My pigs are sick. I need arsenic." Huh.
I want to say it was arsenic.
Yeah.
Okay, so we debunked that.
Yeah. That's-
Good news. Following up on a previous segment of the show, The Boss, the Canadian bear that survived 2 train collisions and fathered 70% of the cubs in his domain, has emerged from hibernation. He's back out there, folks.
all right.
Do you remember The Boss?
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. That's
You might be wondering, why did I save this picture of Sharon Osbourne?
yeah. That's okay.
So Sharon Osbourne, I'm going to have this on the screen, posted a picture of her dog and her grandson and herself on the couch.
Right.
And first thing I noticed is, my God, her face looks
Yeah.
wonderful.
She's been hitting that Ozempic hard, son.
Her face doesn't even look real.
No, it doesn't.
It looks like a much younger woman's face. It looks very expensive and much different
Right.
from how she looked when she first started being more public about 20 or 30 years ago.
Yeah, for
However, they have not been working on her feet.
Oh,
Look at that foot.
oh man,
That is
Yeah,
an
that
old
is
lady.
rough.
She has had
I
zero
will-
work done on that foot.
Yeah, I don't want to say rough. She's because she's in her 70s. I'm sure
She's a sweet lady.
and well, hang on, but she looks like because I think Bill Burr made a good point about this. Like, look, you didn't get ripped off. If you're 70 and you look 70, that's fine. That's a fair shake, Because her face doesn't look real, and then her feet look 70 because she's 70 or whatever.
Her feet look at least 70.
right. Yeah. Yeah. So that's weird. That doesn't. You're gonna do your whole face, but like not your feet at all, and then put a picture on the internet where you can see it. Yeah. That's her PR person messed up on that one for
So
sure.
you were playing drums in a band?
Yeah. I would.
And is there a release to promote?
We just put out a 4-song EP. It's a Massacre. If Knives Could Talk is the name of the single on the EP, as well as the EP itself. 4 songs. It's anywhere you listen. Pandora, Deezer. We love Deezer.
We love Deezer around here.
Yeah.
I think it's big in like Thailand or something.
It must be, yeah, because our Deezer numbers around here, America, are horrible.
I'm really big in Bangladesh.
Oh, okay.
I found out.
We get a bunch of streams. I don't know if it's somebody using a VPN or somebody in Italy is actually like because they send you all those stats on DistroKid.
Yeah, exactly.
And so like there's some I assume it's one person. It's some Italian just
Some fucking Italian.
streaming us like crazy. So if you're out there,
What kind of?
thank you.
What do you call that genre?
So I very consciously don't do that. Like I don't. The other guys call it progressive death metal.
Oh, good.
So, but whatever you listen to it and you tell me what
I
it is.
enjoy it.
That's-
I don't really wrestle with what to call it.
Right.
I just
Yeah.
I don't want to speak out of turn.
No, I gotcha.
and very enjoyable stuff. Probably not going to see them on the road anytime soon, but the songs are out and they sound great, and that's what I love about recordings is they're immortal.
Yeah, for sure. And we definitely took the time. The only thing that we outsourced was we used someone else's room and mics for the drums.
Common.
But like all the mixing, mastering, everything else was recorded, tracked, I should say, in our bass player's basement. So, very much DIY, and we liked it that way for sure.
It's a massacre.
Yeah.
If knives could talk.
Check it out.
Talk to me about Atlanta and like doing anything there.
Well, the what they say is Atlanta is at least 2 hours away from Atlanta, and that's definitely true. I mean, we had a gig last Thursday night. It was 26 miles from my driveway to the parking lot of the venue. It took 2.5 hours for me to get there, and I went by 6 or 7 accidents. You can't. We're talking. This was this Thursday gig, so Thursday rush hour. There's gonna be accidents. There's no. Oh, maybe. Yeah, you're gonna run into them. But there's always something going on, so that's kind of the trade-off, right? And St. Louis is a little sleepy comparatively.
Yeah,
I'd
it's
say.
definitely not as concentrated and as active. I
Yeah.
mean, that's for sure. But is that you notice like from living here where people are kind of leaving all the time to going somewhere where people are moving there all the time? Like,
Right.
aside from the traffic, like
Yeah.
in Nashville, I noticed that like there's just lines everywhere. Like 7-Eleven, there's always 5 deep.
Right. Yeah, and the traffic it's different because they do the same thing. Whatever next little country town is the next in line to kind of become a suburb of Atlanta, graduate from country town to Atlanta suburb. They take the 3 or 4 country roads that were on there, take them from 1 lane each way to 2 lanes each way, and then everybody sells their farms, and every farm gets 500 to 1,000 houses built on it, and they put up an HOA and say, all right, that's good. We did our part. So yeah, there's nothing there. There's not enough actual roadways to get you from place to place. So that's kind of the whole thing there. But yeah, everything is busy. Everywhere you go.
So like I go out to eat a lot.
Yeah.
Do you go out to eat in Atlanta much, or is it hard?
It's the part that, well, you've been over there. The part that I live in, there's not a ton of restaurants. I'm a little off the beaten path, to be fair.
Yeah.
But so not a ton out there. But I'll go. I'll mess up some Zaxby's.
Zaxby's is good.
Give me a wings and things, dude. It's
Wings
over
and
with.
things at Zaxby's.
Yeah.
And what else is down there that we don't have here?
Well, they're here, but down there, Waffle houses are like mile markers. Every
It's a bigger thing down there.
Yeah, you go 2 minutes down the road.
Do you go into a Waffle House ever?
No, dude. That I don't know how to fight very well.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Right.
Especially Waffle House in Atlanta.
Yeah,
I feel like
exactly. Yeah,
it could pop off. They have Quick Trip in Atlanta.
They do. Yeah,
the same Quick Trip we have here.
There's not many of them, but they're starting to pop up more frequently. There's Racetrack down there, which is like, I mean, it's like Quick Trip, but I think they
the dominant
started like
franchise.
More, more down that way. So there's more of those, but they're essentially
Are gas prices higher there?
they're about the same. We've been
Not
averaging-
noticeably.
I haven't. I haven't even looked at like what they are up here, but they've been consistently around like $3. It did tick me off though, I have to say, and I'm gonna like try to not say too much political stuff, but right before the election, Brian Kemp, who's the governor of Georgia, he got rid of the Georgia tax on gasoline. And then this was we're talking about the 2020 election.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Biden won, which especially in Georgia was like a really big, that was a whole mess. But they reinstated the tax in the middle of the night one night, and then Kemp was running around, look what Biden did to your gas prices. I hope you're happy you voted for him. And it's like you just reinstated the 40 cent a gallon tax. That's all that you did that, That kind of stuff bothers me.
Yeah, and so and living in a bigger city of a southern state like that kind of stuff goes back and forth a lot, probably. Not dissimilar from St. Louis.
Right. No, it's I mean there's a lot of similarities between St. Louis and Atlanta. Atlanta's just 10 times bigger but
do you bump into other people from St. Louis often?
Not as often as you might think. When I worked at a place down there where you take people's phone numbers, I had a couple where, I was like, hey, give me your phone number. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, 314 or 636. And I'm like, whoa, hey, really?
Really?
Yeah, that's cool. I grew up in Kirkwood.
I went to Kirkwood High School.
Yeah, I figured you were going to ask, so
Did they tell you where they went?
Yeah, of course. You have to. You don't have a choice.
Where'd they go?
One went to Parkway Central.
See, that's not real to me.
Yeah.
Any of the parkways,
right?
I'm like, it's a farm.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Central, that's most of the kids who live in that district go to private school. So like the school itself is real small.
I think that's part of the problem that happens a lot. What happened there? Did we lose it?
I don't know. Something popped up about an update.
Well, we better not be updating. I'm looking at Sharon Osbourne's foot.
Yeah, you know what? Actually,
don't ruin this for me.
Look, I'll leave her foot. I can't look at her foot in the face.
Yeah, sometimes I write stuff like that, like for the pod, and I don't end up reading it. I was really into whatever that is at the time, but not as necessary. I'd rather talk about gas station pizza.
Yeah, that's Racetrack does have a good pizza.
That's exactly what I want to hear about.
I prefer the Quick Trip pizza, but I think that's just me being
you're more used
Midwestern
to it. That's for
kid.
sure.
Yeah. So,
a Quick Trip baby.
Yeah, exactly. We in the band we had this discussion because our guitar player, shout out Wes. Wes is a complete Racetrack to Quick Trip convert, like to the point where it's weird. Because you're like, dude, they're basically the same thing. And he's like, no, they aren't. So yeah, he's all Team Quick Trip, and then the native Atlantans, the other ones in the band, are Team Racetrack, and so we're 50-50 split on that.
Yeah, and that's always hard when I toured with No Antics last year, and the difference in gas stations, and like some of them are arranged very differently, especially if it's a truck stop.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
The clientele is very different, and pricing and whatnot. You're
like, I don't even need a CB radio.
I haven't been doing Quick Trip as much because I go through a lot of cans of Diet Coke, and there's a Mobile on the run over here that stocks the 24 pack.
Oh, okay, dude. There's a grocery store in the Atlanta area that's not up here, as far as I know, anywhere up here. It's called Ingles, and they're like, the way I would compare them to like old Shop and Save, where like no frills, but the prices aren't bad, But what was really cool for a long time, because I go through a lot of Diet Coke myself.
Oh, good.
And
do you find it helps with the abstaining from the alcohol like we do?
Yeah, no, for sure. I
definitely helps.
I joke around that I just like traded booze for Diet Coke, you know, and
I haven't offered you one.
Oh, I'll grab one.
Yeah, I got tons.
But So what was so cool, they would have these like rotating specials on Coke, and I learned like which one was coming and when it was coming. I learned the schedule, and their self checkout. I never had the guts to actually go to a person working the register and do this. So, but at the self checkout anyway. So regular price was, I think, like $9.50 a 6-pack.
Yeah.
And then it would say you get 3 of them for
Like
$5 each.
Oh, yeah.
But then what their computer would do, if you follow me here, they're at the self checkout, it would ring them up instead of $9.50. It would ring them up for $5 and then take the $4.50 off. So you're getting them for 50 cents each.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't. Yeah, it was something was wrong with their computers, or
Their self-checkout, it was misinterpreting the deal.
Right. Yeah. It was like
They changed it in
It
2
was like,
places.
it was like
They said
doubling
take
the deal.
$4.50 off, but then also make the price $5.
Right.
It should be one or the other.
Yeah. Exactly.
My
so they
God.
weren't ringing it up at.
Did they fix it?
They did. I was so sad when they fixed it. Man.
I'd have crashed out in that motherfucker if I said, I've been stealing Diet Coke from you motherfuckers for 6 months.
Actually, there was one special that would come up where, and it was every 8 weeks, and you would get 4 12-packs for $16. Okay, now when you did that, you had to buy something else, or it came up negative. Because it was ringing them up $4.50 and then taking $5.50 off, or $4 and then taking $5.50 off of $4. Yeah. So, like, and the first time I did that, I was like, "Oh crap!" And they have like little plastic containers with cake and crap in them. So I just grabbed a couple of those and just rang it up to make my, bring my total above 0.
To give them some, I was watching, I saw a clip today of a lady doing some extreme couponing.
Right.
Where she rang up like $1,200 worth of stuff, and then they start scanning the coupons, and she gets down to like $120.
Nice. See, that's cool. I mean, I would hate to be behind that person.
But then she said, "Can I add some candy?" Like after she'd scanned like 300 coupons, she's making this lady scan.
I feel bad for the worker. I mean, I respect the hustle.
I would say, no, you can't add candy.
Right.
This is already an abuse of the system and my own kindness.
Yeah, exactly.
My God.
It's like, boss, I need a God. If I was still drinking and that, I had to deal with one of those.
Yeah. It's like, listen, if you're going to add candy after I scan 300 coupons, you have to watch me shotgun a 2x4.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to slam
now,
25 ounces of Busch Light, and you have to watch, and then I'll add candy to your heavily coupon ticket. It's going to take my employer 6 weeks to get this money out of the manufacturer. My God.
Oh, which cat is this?
That's probably King. It's hard for me to tell because their weight has kind of evened out.
Oh, okay.
2030, they're having a quinceañera.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool.
They'll be 15 in 2030. That's how I remember how old they are.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that makes them...
So they would be 10.
They're 10 now.
Yeah.
Wow. Their birthday's around this time. I don't know exactly. They were rescues.
Mm-hmm. I found out Bonzo's birthday was... So when I got him, he was like the shelter...
Is he at home with your dad?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So the shelter was like, yeah, he's like a year and 6 months old. That was when I got him. And I was like, man, he's really crazy for like 18 months old. That's kind of when like the puppy stuff
starts to wear off,
starts to wear off. Well, turns out I didn't know this until I went on some website to change my address down to the Georgia address for his microchip. So if he got scanned, they wouldn't be like, the hell, this dog's in Georgia, but his owner lives in St. Charles, Missouri, and they had his real birthday on there and like his records from his first vet visit when he was like 8 weeks old. So he was like 9 months older or younger, I'm sorry, than they. So they said he was 18 months old. He was 9 months old. And I was like, this makes so much more sense on why he was such a maniac when I first got him.
I always wonder because some people want a really younger dog to do more of the training and molding themselves, and some people don't want a super young dog.
Right.
And so you got to know your client
No,
to know
yeah,
which way
and
to
I-
lie about the dog's age.
Right. I don't think they were lying. I think they just, took their best guess and it was wrong.
And that's the thing. He could be big.
Right,
Because
yeah.
according to measurements, my infant is older than she is.
Right, exactly.
'Cause
Your
she's-
infant is like a year and a half old. Think
Yeah,
about
she's tall
No.
enough to be much older.
Right.
If we were just, if you just always got taller, then we would think she was older.
Yeah. Like, if you grew at the same rate that you do from 0 to 1, you'd weigh like 1 trillion pounds by the time you were 4. Like exponential.
Yeah. You guys get different concerts in Atlanta? You guys have to get stuff that we don't get. I think when I was there, I saw the Creed was coming to town.
Oh yeah. It's a automatic stop for every. St. Louis is kind of a.
It's hit or miss.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like a coin flip kind of city for a lot of bands, but really any band that's doing a serious North American tour is gonna hit Atlanta. I was so sad when because Clowncore is going on tour,
that's going to be great.
and they're just doing L.A., New York, Paris, Amsterdam, and I think London.
Let's go see Clowncore in Amsterdam.
I deal with Atlanta, but I don't get a Clowncore show. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's like that Frank Ocean tour. He did just like the 5 biggest cities he could think of.
Right.
He didn't go to Milwaukee.
Yeah, but Atlanta's kind of in that second tier. I mean, you got
would
New
think.
York, L.A., Chicago.
I mean, you'd think people would rather do Atlanta than LA at this point.
Right. Well,
With-
they're from L.A. allegedly.
Clowncore.
Yeah.
Secretly.
Right. They're supposedly it's Lewis Cole and Sam Gendel. Oh. That's the rumor, anyway. So.
Thank you, Cece.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, good. Say hi, Pickle. Oh, my sweet baby.
She's just chilling, getting some ant time. Gotta love that.
So we talked about this on the show. This is the short rib, the boneless short rib.
Okay.
And I add this to my house special fried rice because I'm a little piglet.
Beetle.
I'm in the diabetes. And then another guy commented on a video that was, again, not about food. We weren't eating. We weren't talking about food. And he said on YouTube, stop eating.
Just straight up like that, huh? Just cut it out.
Yeah. It's just he didn't mean right then. He didn't mean stop eating on
Yeah,
camera.
no, he meant
in general.
Right, he meant
skip a few.
Right. Don't you go for I learned I was hanging out with Caitlin and Jade, and I didn't know you only feed. I mean, I assumed it wasn't like daily like a dog. You only feed snakes like once every month or 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. They have a pet snake. I didn't know that either, but yeah, pet snake, and they feed it every 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, no more than every 2 weeks. I don't remember ever hearing. Yeah, because they just they hold on to it for so long. Not me.
No, that's never been a problem I've had either.
So, I didn't know they had a snake.
Yeah, no, they. I didn't. Like I said, I didn't either. But
I don't like snakes.
all right, you know who's a prolific snake breeder, and apparently makes more money off of it than the music is. You remember? Well, I know metal's not so much your thing. You remember Derek Roddy though?
From
He was like the real hot drummer that you had to have if you just needed like insane blast beats in like the mid aughts, 05, 06, 07.
Mm-hmm.
He was
Yeah.
he was kind of early on like the crazy blast beat game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's like part-time drummer, full-time snake breeder. I did not know that, but I guess there's certain snakes that people pay big money for.
guys, make sure if you're breeding snakes, they're going to humane, loving homes. I mean, my God.
Yeah.
I'm not for intentional breeding when there's so many innocent animals that need to be rescued.
Right.
Caddyshack, Save a Life or 9. Don't mix your cats and your snakes.
No, don't do that either. And 5 Acres Animal Shelter in St. Charles, they're cool too. That's where I got Bonzo.
I bet that guy is cool.
Yeah.
He's a metal drummer
Yeah, he seems
and a
cool.
snake breeder.
I've watched like a few interviews of him, and seems to just kind of be a real soft-spoken, kind of doesn't want to. You have to be as a session musician, right?
What's his name?
Derek Roddy.
I have a clip of that of his him talking about his snakes.
Yeah.
And I think the bond you can have with an animal.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like you wonder if they, when you throw the rat in there, are they like, oh, cool, that God, God just threw me.
Well, I've
another
also
rat
been
or
told by
whatever.
people that have snakes that like their snakes won't eat something that's not alive.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen that guy. You don't understand how many there are. That poor cop, man. He's like, Jesus Christ. I know I work in Florida, but come on, man. Yeah, that's interesting. Have you seen the one where it's like some body cam footage and these cops like killed this very exotic and expensive snake down in Florida, and the guy just like lost his mind. He's like, you just killed $100,000 snake or whatever. That was nuts. That's a hard job, but come on, man. Don't be.
I mean, no, you're good. That's the I get so scared about that with having dogs. Because cops could show up with the wrong house, and if your
Right.
dogs are freaking out, you know.
Well, and like they're gonna bark. That's hell. They barked when I came in. It's a dog. Like,
Look at him.
right. Look at me.
So
Do I
non-threatening.
look harmful?
He is
or-
not an attacker.
I'm like 5'8" on a good day. So no, But yeah, that's I worry about that too. With there's this trail I take Bonzo on that goes like behind the neighborhood, and I see people walking the trail and they're carrying, and he just wants to say hi to everybody. Like in one time, it was in the fall, all the leaves had come down and were all over the ground, and he sees this jogger, and before I can set my feet, he just runs to go say hi to this jogger, and he's literally dragging me because I lost my footing as soon as he took off. So I've got a hold of his leash with two hands at that point, and he's just dragging me all the way to this guy, and he was carrying, but luckily, he put his hand on his gun, but he didn't, that was it, because when Bonzo got to him, he
It's open carry down there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You see a lot of that.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I'd be at work and somebody be trying out a drum set and their holster would fall off because they've just got it in their gym shorts, and it's like, first of all, that's really stupid. Carry responsibly, please.
Yeah, not in gym shorts.
Right.
I didn't listen to the podcast. I just saw a clip of a guy who's in a podcast. He has his hand in his pocket and he goes to like move something down to like adjust, and he totally pops one off.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It can happen. Accidents happen. I get it, but you want to try to minimize that risk. At least you would think.
Some people talk about concealing carry. I prefer open carry.
Right. Just telling everybody I got that thing on me without even having to say it. You know who was at the store. Jake and I used to work together at. Did I say it? Yeah. So we used to work together at Music Go Round in St. Charles. Shout out Carol and Jerry Coughlin, great people, the owners. If you're in the St. Louis area and you're a musician, check that place out and support them. They really are good people. But you remember Roger? Open carry Roger? Always talk about, I'll put a hole in you, you don't give me what I want for this Squire Telecaster. Yeah, he was in there. He was just sitting on the couch where we used to do the YouTube videos.
Yeah.
He was on the couch and he goes, God damn, is that you, Chris? Holy shit, what the hell are you doing? So I say I got to see everyone I wanted to see yesterday when I went by and visited, and Roger. Got to see Roger too.
Yeah, Roger was there. I think he moved in
Yeah.
on the casting couch.
Oh boy. Yeah. I hope not for the guy's sake in there. I really hope he's
Yeah,
not
I was in the
there
other day. The front
too
window
well.
looks great.
Yeah. Where the guy drove through. Yeah. Yeah. They. I can't believe. What the hell is a landlord for if they told Jerry that was his problem? They said, that's on you, dude. And Jerry's like, it was your building. Well, yeah, but like, I don't know. I guess corporate leases are different than residential lease. I mean, if you're renting a house and somebody drives through your living room, you don't call the landlord and the landlord says, man, sucks to be you, Hope you got a sleeping bag.
I wonder if they argued because he came out of the store.
I don't know.
Had that guy just been in the store?
No, he was trying to. So his story was he
was trying to run into the
he was trying to run into Captain D's, but they were closed inside. They hadn't lifted their COVID restrictions yet, so they were drive-through only. So then
and that made him mad.
He was like, I guess just looked around, and at the time, like Chick-fil-A wasn't there, but Subway still was. Used to be next to a Subway, and so he said, I'll go get a sandwich and I'll use the restroom while I'm inside. That was the thing. He had to use the restroom because he had been drinking all day, and you know how that goes. So he went to pull up to Subway, and he kind of pulled into the spot, and then just instead of hitting the brakes, just slammed into the gas pedal, man, and he went right through the front of that building, hit the drum rack, drums went flying.
God.
It was made an unbelievable sound. I couldn't even really describe it, but it was wild. And that was DUI number 6 for that guy.
So he's got a. What do they do after 6?
Oh, I would assume it's prison. I mean,
Straight to jail.
Right. Well, so they had him.
You didn't see Cortez the other day?
No, he wasn't there.
That would have been lit.
Yeah, that would have been something.
It'd be funny if he called.
Yeah.
It's like I heard Chris was there.
I heard Chris was there. Y'all got Yamaha snare stand on the
Can I get a Yamaha snare stand for free?
Snare stand. I want to pay nothing, no money, but I take a Yamaha snare stand.
If you got a free Yamaha, I think I gave him some free drum hardware.
One time I bet Jeff lunch that I could get him to spend some money. I was like, I'm not saying he's going to spend a lot because I'd lose that bet, obviously. But I said, I can get him to spend like $1. And so he was rummaging around actually behind the counter. He had gotten behind the counter, and I didn't notice.
He is wily.
And he's looking through our little box of demo sticks that we've got for people to try out cymbals and drums. And he finds 2 that he likes, and he says, "How much for this pair of sticks?" And I said, "Well," I started to say, "Well, they're really not for sale, And he goes, "I'll give you $5." And I was like, "You know what? Sold."
Brother.
And then he looked at him a little more. I think he realized what he had just done, that he was going to have to pay $5, and I thought, oh man, Jeff's going to have to buy me lunch now. You know?
You turn that $5 into $9.
Yeah, and so he realized what he had just done, and he starts looking at the sticks, and he goes, I don't know, man, they're kind of used. How about 2? And I said, yeah, I'll take $2.
I'll meet you at 2.
Yeah. I said, you know what? Yeah, you got it, Cortez. $2.
But I do need that $2, brother.
Yeah, they're yours.
I am going to need both those dollars.
And he said, all right, I'll come back next week. And so I had to buy Jeff lunch that day.
Oh,
Jeff was like,
he's going to come back in a week for
he's gonna
$2
come back
drumsticks?
in a week for his $2 pair of used drumsticks. So I think just out of frustration, I took the drumsticks and I chucked them into that little ravine that was kind of off to the side there.
Straight to the ravine.
Yeah.
In the creek.
In the creek. Yeah.
What is your Taco Bell order up to?
I haven't been since they stopped doing the breakfast.
They quit doing breakfast?
Yeah, so I'm like protesting that.
Still
At
breakfast?
least in Atlanta.
Yeah.
None of the Taco Bells do breakfast anymore. So
Are you insinuating that nobody in Atlanta is up that early?
well, I think if they are, they're still up from the night before and inebriated.
And then they don't want the breakfast crunch wrap. They want the crunch wrap.
Yeah, or they're going to Waffle House, because that's the other thing. They really
It's a
are
bigger competitor there.
They are mile markers down there.
Any Waffle Houses with a drive-through?
No, there is one. My parents' first place down there. There's 2 that literally share a parking lot. So it's right at 85 and Shamley Tucker Road, and
Double Waffle House.
Yeah, one parking lot, 2 different Waffle Houses. Because I guess the one
gets too busy.
Yeah, it was so wild that they were like, "Oh, we'll just build another one."
Instead of making the one bigger, that's probably better.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I wonder if they're competitive. Like, I wonder which one does better.
I don't know. I never went to either one, to be honest. But
we got to go to the Double Waffle House.
The Double Waffle House. Yeah, I mean, that was when Mom was still around, so I was like, I'm not getting Waffle House. I'm getting some of her food,
Right, that's true. What about Cracker Barrel? Is that down there?
Yeah, there's a Cracker Barrel about 10 miles from the house. I'm
trying to think what else is big there that we don't have here. Any menu items at any spots that you don't remember having here? Because that could be more of a market to try stuff than here, for sure. I hear the snack wraps are coming back either May 14th or June 14th.
Oh, really? Did you guys get the McDonald's bagels back here?
Yeah, we got them back. I got all the bagels all the time here in the Hampton Village.
What else? What else came back?
Snack wraps are coming back.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
I do really enjoy. I've been racking up points on the Burger King app. Because there's a lot of Burger Kings up in Ferguson where I work.
Yeah.
And the Burger King chicken wraps are really good.
Oh, yeah. I used to hit them on my lunch breaks at Guitar Center. There was one right down the street. And
I've been getting a coupon where I can buy one classic chicken sandwich, get one classic chicken sandwich, which is the oval one.
Right, with the pickles. And
you get 2 of those for the price of one. I like an onion ring.
Yeah.
They'll let me also get that buy one, get one coupon and then still spend extra points on a free soda.
Oh, there you go. That's the move right there. So you get 2 chicken sandwiches and the soda.
I'm telling you, if you only eat fast food when you're using the app, you get a lot of it for free. I got a regular deluxe McCrispy meal today.
Okay.
And then I added a Big Mac for free because I have like 30,000 McDonald's points, mostly from buying Diet Cokes.
I was going to say, is that all Diet Cokes?
Mostly, because I usually don't pay for the food.
Right. I gotcha.
Most of the time, because I'll get the food if I'm going to get something for free, but I'm there for the Diet Cokes.
Mm-hmm. I get it. Yeah.
Also, they let you use PayPal in the McDonald's app, which sometimes won't hit until the next day. So if you're broke,
okay, yeah.
If you're broke,
like, hey, my direct deposit hits, but not till 4 a.m. I'm gonna slide through
McDonald's, and they'll let me leave with everything, and PayPal won't even know about it till they close that store that night, and then it won't hit till the next business day, which could be multiple days. It's Friday as we're recording this right now.
Right. Yeah.
So if I rang up $50 on fucking McDonald's right now, I wouldn't even know about it till probably Tuesday.
Right. I gotta say it's a little disturbing with the financing on Uber Eats now.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
That's crazy. If you've got to use.
Okay, so last year I didn't have the cash on me that night to pay to file my taxes, so I finance just the cost of filing, the preparation and whatnot, which could have ended up being, like, $150. Mm-hmm. Because in the course of 12 months for that kind of procedure, not a big deal.
Right.
But I didn't have it, like, right away.
Yeah.
That makes some sense.
There's a deadline to that too. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You gotta still be on time.
That's gotta be done by April 15th, or you're in some doo doo. So, get that done. Get that done.
Yeah. And but, like, financing the Coachella tickets,
right? That's crazy.
Probably not a good move. However, I went to a private university for 4 years with federally subsidized student loans, so I'm not a genius.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, look, you should probably be done paying for it by the time the
next one comes up.
Right, yeah.
You're not going to Coachella next year if you're still paying on Coachella from this year.
Exactly, yeah.
Is what I want to say to you, young people at home.
Right. Don't do it.
If you're going to Coachella,
you're going to be, you're going to be like 47
I'll even
paying
let
off.
you finance it, but it's got to be a maximum of 11 or 12 months.
Right. You got to be done with it by the time next one rolls.
Because if you want to go next year, they should make that the rule.
Right.
Like,
they should be like, hey, you're still
paying Klarna
$250
for the Mojave weekend last year.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, toots.
Come on now.
In this economy,
y'all crazy.
Guys, again, I can't tell you enough that if you're not on the Patreon, you are missing out. There are it's live concert footage of the bands that I'm in. I just played Out Front of Vintage Vinyl with No Antics on the 12th. That's on the Patreon already. Shot myself in multicam. I'm still working on the audio, so that's not public yet. But if you're a member of the Patreon, you see all that stuff for free, going back all the way to the beginning. It's like 400 posts. You can also buy stuff there in the shop. Individual artifacts, things I've done. I did the Winter Circus with Kierkos at Greenfinch over the winter, and I shot 3 hours and 20 minutes of stuff that's included in what I call the director's cut of that whole event. It was 2 nights at the Greenfinch, and I shot everybody's set, and there's a little bit of everybody in there, and really great stuff. Really high quality multi-track audio I worked on myself for days and days and days. And it's a lot. Oh, I got a cat. It's a lot of fun.
I'll sell you this on the Patreon. I don't know if you can see that on the camera.
Is that gold?
It is. No, it's a silver one.
Oh,
it is a 3.5 millimeter, so like regular headphone jack, to 1/4 inch TRS adapter, so you can run stereo on that bad boy.
And this is a nice fat one. This isn't going to get
this is
in your nostril.
Right. This is a good one. These will be, what do you want to do, $24.95?
I think a piece. These are probably the Hosa. So cost on these is low enough. I think we could probably do $32.50 a piece on these.
$32.50. All right, there you go.
I'll do $49 for the pair, but only for the pair, because they did come as a pair, and I think maintaining. But I'll separate them for a premium.
Right, for $32.50. But you only get one.
You get
so
one.
Really, if you think about it, you're
saving like $20 for getting both of them together.
That's why you just do the $50 for, or $49.99 for 2 of them. That's the move.
And I'm trying a new thing that I will sell you nude photos of myself, but you have to come here and take them yourself.
Oh, that's a good little caveat there.
Yeah, so it's very competitive pricing, but you have to come here and man up.
Yeah.
And shoot those pictures yourself on your Samsung.
We got a disco ball, so
the disco ball stays.
Yeah. No worries.
The ball stays.
Yeah. Don't touch the disco ball.
Don't you touch my 24-inch disco ball that I got from China on clearance 3 years ago after Christmas.
Yeah.
And headphone adapters and double Waffle House.
Yeah.
Sharon Osbourne's foot. Kanye West and his cousin. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
That is wild, man.
Oh, we didn't talk about the Pope.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's
R.I.P. Pope Francis. The Argentinian Pope.
A real one.
The problem with that is that there is this thing called the prophecy of the popes that has predicted all the popes and insinuates that maybe Pope Francis was the last normal pope and the next pope is supposed to be the last pope.
Huh. And they mean normal in what regard?
Like Well, so the prophecy of the popes predicted all of the popes in some way over the last like 600 years,
Right.
maybe 900.
Okay.
This guy wrote this thing describing all of the future leaders of the church
Gotcha.
and said this one will be like this and this one will be like that. And this has been adopted by the Vatican. It's displayed in artwork and stuff there. It's definitely a thing they consider or know about. And the next pope is supposed to be Peter the Roman, or Peter
okay.
Romanus. And he's
Gotcha.
supposed to be the pope during the fall of the church.
Okay.
And so now I keep getting like this guy thinks he's the there's like this Egyptian American guy that thinks he's like
Thinks he's Pope Romanus or
no he thinks he's like the next Messiah, but he's like a Muslim dude and he's like the imam of the end times or something. I don't know.
Okay.
It's really great.
I don't admittedly I know absolutely nothing about Islam, but
I know. So next week on Jacob V Weekly,
Yeah.
Islam. What's that about?
right. What's up with that?
What is it good for? And then they're saying there's two guys that could be popes they're voting on the pope right now in the conclave.
Right.
And there's two guys that are of African descent, African Catholic cardinal bishop people, dudes. And then there's an Asian guy they're tossing around.
Okay.
I don't know that if it's supposed to be the last pope that you'd want to branch out that way.
Yeah, I mean,
But if the prophecy isn't real, then, go for it.
right. I mean, there's always going to be a first whatever pope, right? But I think if it really is the last one, you probably just want to like keep it more traditional. Maybe like an 87-year-old German guy or something.
Yeah, well, the one German guy who was the first pope in like 200 years to retire.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, give him the Deutschland another shot at it.
Yeah. I think that's what we need.
Right.
Thanks for watching Jacob V Weekly. We'll be back next week.
All right. Okay. Cool. What's up, kitty?
Double waffle.